Okay, so my name is Marie Hennessy and I'm from Malden, Mass. And I am going to be asking the two people who will be introducing themselves some questions about the two bills for supported decision making that we're hoping will be passed in the legislature.
Right.
Donna, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Donna J. I live in Salem, Mass. I want this bill passed.
Anne, would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Anne Fracht, and I'm part of Metro Region Mass Advocates Standing Strong, and part of the SDM Supported Decision Making Task Force.
I'm the chair at Mass.
And I'm also one of the members of the SDM task force as well.
Right. Both of you do a very good job.
And Fract, I'd like to ask you the first question here today regarding the supported decision-making bills. What is supported decision? Why is supported decision-making important to you?
So supported decision making is important because it gives people a chance to make decisions for themselves, including decisions like voting, how to lead their lives, and where they want to live and how they want to live, and how to be independent, and how to make their own choices.
Thank you.
I think it's an important way of life that each person needs to live and learn how to expand their life with the support that they need.
Thank you, Ann. Donna J., I'd like to ask you the question.
Okay.
Why is supported decision-making important to you?
It's helping people, and then people will know what the support helps others, and we're together because support decision it's important, very important to us.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Anne, I'd like to ask you the next question. How do you think supported decision-making can help others?
I think it's really empowering. Living your life to the highest quality of life. Being able to choose what you want and what you're able to do, and getting a little bit of help where you need it, but knowing that your choices count.
Yeah.
And that the decisions that you make are your quality decisions, and the advice that you get from your support is the advice that you're asking for, but you're you get to choose what you want anyway, even though you're asking for advice.
Right.
Thank you, Ann. Donna, how do you think supported decision-making could help others?
Well, it's important. It's a very important question because they can have somebody help them because they need help and things like that because it's important. And so that's why they can do what they want and they can ask for help if they need it.
Thank you for sharing that. Donna, why do we need a supported decision-making bill?
Because it's important for people to have it. And it's very important. They need to know. They just need to know the bill needs to pass.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that.
I'll go back and say that we need the bill because people with guardians under guardianship and other forms of power need the help
Right.
to say that I'm in control. They need the help to say I can vote, I can do things on my own, I can make my own decisions, and that guardianship, just because a person has a guardian doesn't mean that that person is in control of their life. And House Bill 2134 and Senate Bill 124, which will provide as supported decision making as an alternative to guardianship instead of guardianship, will do that, which is the SDM bill, the supported decision making bill, if it gets passed, will show that supported decision making as an alternative to guardianship can have your parent or a trusted friend or a trusted person not make the decisions for you, but to give you advice on decisions that you might want to make.
Right.
Whether it's health decisions or financial decisions or any type of vacation decisions or anything that you want. They can give you advice on decisions, but they can't make the decisions for you. They can't stop you from voting. They can't stop you from making decisions, but they can give you advice, and then you can either take the advice or not.
Thank you, Ann. Thank you, Donna.
You're welcome.
What makes SDM different from guardianship or any other program such as agency of choice?
One of the things that makes SDM different from guardianship or any other program such as agency of choice is that SDM gives you the ability to stand up for yourself and use your voice to make it possible for you to show either a document or a piece of paper as that document that you need a certain type of help, but that you don't need help doing something else. And somebody can't tell you what you need help in and what you don't need help in. It's you telling them. That's the difference about supported decision making. You're not getting made into an ISP saying this is what the agency or the guardian needs to help you with. You're the one telling them. That's what the difference is between SDM and agency of choice or guardianship.
How do the SDM can help others?
I think that SDM can help others by giving them the ability to believe in themselves. I think that it gives them the power to have the ability to take action in their lives. I think it makes them able to use their voice to take action on what their dreams are, but also to make choices in their lives that they really need to make, whether they're important choices or small choices, such as going to the doctor or going out with a friend. It's them making those choices and not somebody at a day program or somebody at a home. They're the ones making those choices every day because they want to know when and where. I like to know when and where. So everyone gets to make a choice. And that's what supported decision making is all about. Making choices for yourself.
Why do we need an SDM bill?
I believe we need an SDM bill to have the ability for people to speak up for themselves. I think that having an SDM bill would give people more authority over speaking up for themselves. I think that it would give people a way to present the fact that they are capable of doing things. I think that people would recognize SDM better if we had a bill. I think that SDM is really important to individuals with disabilities, but also elders. But more so, I realized that people with disabilities really want to see people realize that they are individuals. I think that supported decision making really gives people that ability. I know that for a fact that a bill will make people acknowledge that SDM is really out there to help people with disabilities and elders to accomplish their goals and better their lives. And the key thing is bettering their lives as individuals.
Why is SDM important to you?
SDM is important to me for a few reasons. I think that the main thing that everyone needs to know about SDM is that everybody does SDM every day. SDM is basically done by everyone. They just don't realize it. Whether it's you guys sitting at this table today talking about how you want to pass a bill, or talking over with your peers how you want to decide which bill gets passed or which bill gets moved forward through the House. It's a matter of communicating with the person that you trust and communicating what your wants and needs are and how to present something that is a piece of paper that will say, this is what I want, this is what I need, and this is what I don't need. And this is who I want to help me. I don't want some random person to help me. I want this person to help me. One of the things that I've noticed is that I use it every day, whether I'm talking to my coordinator from Mass, or whether I'm talking to my friends, or whether I'm talking to anyone that I trust. I communicate what my wants and needs are every day, just like I'm doing now. I'm communicating what I want to see happen with supported decision making. And I'm communicating why I want to see it happen. It's an important thing to realize that people with disabilities do have that ability to communicate what their wants and needs are, but other people out there in the world need to see that. And that's what supported decision making will give. It will give others the ability to see that people with disabilities and elders can communicate what their wants and needs are. And that is very important. And that's why I believe supported decision making is the greatest thing out there.